If you want to hit it flush like that, here's your video. All right, guys, Sean Clement here from the Richmond Hill Golf Learning Center, our location for wisdom in golf. And we just saw how is it that we're going to be able to predict solid contact. And to predict solid contact, a few things need to be in order so you don't have any short circuits. So let me take you back to a couple of videos, such as knife the grip. So we want a grip where the fingers are neatly wrapped around the club, very secure, making this bone a nice connection with the rest of the bones of your arms, so that when you're swinging back and through, there is nothing moving in that grip. Now, I had a student of mine who was here this week, and I've got a couple of videos coming up because he helped me get a little bit better communication across for other things in the swing. His name's Herman, so thanks a lot, Herman. We had a great week this week. Herman was talking about how he was trying to keep his hands as relaxed as possible so that somebody could easily pull a club out of his hands. So now, if that was the case, you couldn't take a divot. And Herman was having a hard time taking divots, and he was leaving everything out to the right because his grip wasn't generating any leverage, and there are over 2,000 pounds of pressure per square inch in that 0.04 milliseconds at impact. So you want a very secure grip. So on a scale of 1 to 10, starts at a 5 or 6. And when you're swinging through the ball, it'll feel like it's jumping up to 10. Right there, you'll feel as you're whipping the club, the grip intensifies. You are a gravity genius. You are already wired for this. So don't think about grip pressure, just secure the grip. Go into your perpetual motion drill. Feel like when you're swinging back and through, there is nothing moving in your grip. And the weight of the club is being allowed to release your hands in each direction, okay? Go to my hammer through video. And then you're gonna go to my knife the grip and my grip and compression video. So that'll take care of your grip. It'll take care of how you're letting the club release. Also fencing for power. We're letting the weight of the sword release us to the target. This is what we need to predict upon. We feel the weight of the club release us in that direction, not in that direction, okay? Pardon me, greenskeeper. That direction there. Now that you have something to anticipate, something that you can predict from, what do you want in the way? Well, when I look down at the ball, and you'll see in this next little clip, I see ball, grass, ground. I see a three-dimensional divot. So if I put my ball at the back of the divot here, and notice where my club is sitting down, there's a divot right there. I am throwing my club to the target, throwing to the target, throwing the sword to the target, throwing the sword to the target. Catch the ball. Catch the grass and cut it. Catch the ground. Exit ground. Exit grass. So all that is in the way. Watch in slow motion here as I swing through, you'll see how the club stays very low past the ball along the ground. So you can see the club was brushing all the way past here along the ground. So if you don't have that visual, that address, if all you see is ball and flat ground, flush contact's not going to be coming your way very soon, okay? Or very often. So I need to feel that I got ball, grass, ground in the way. So from here, if I swing to my target, it feels like I'm going to completely whiff the ball. So let's go swing it to target. Feel the weight of the sword. Release the weight of the sword to the target. Yes, I did whiff the ball. Good prediction. Now, I'm going to lower myself a little bit more. So now it feels like if I swing to that target, it feels like I'm going to top it or scull it. Okay, so my target is that telephone pole in the distance. Feel the weight of my sword. Release the weight of the sword to the target. Wow, beautifully top shot. That was pretty cool. Notice I topped it right into the ground. So some of you may be very familiar with that right now. So after I show you this, you'll be able to do it on command, okay? So the next shot is the thin shots. You notice we've had a little bit of rain here lately. It's a beautiful summer day right now in Toronto. This is what our summers were made for. Nice, high 70s, low 80s. If I were to swing to that telephone pole again, this is width, this is top or skull, that's thin. Feels like I'm just brushing the grains of grass right now. So when I release over there to that telephone pole, it feels like I'm gonna hit it thin. So if I'm on a rain-soaked fairway and I can't get my relief from my casual water, or if I'm on real hard pan stuff, like in Texas, I want to be able to thin these shots nicely without too much vibrations in my hands. So I'm just going to swing to my pole. In my head right now is that telephone pole. In my head right now, to match that up, is the feel of that release in the direction of the telephone pole. And if I perform that task with top, thin, feels like I'm going to hit a thin. So here we go. Perfectly thin shot. Lovely little draw coming back to the pole. I'm extremely pleased with that. That had minimal vibrations in my hands. So now, if I want to hit it flush, the moment you've been waiting for. So we have width, top, thin. Watch what happens to my weight distribution now. Flush. So notice I'm putting a little more weight against my right side, my left side. 60% of my weight's going into my left side, and you can see how my low point just moved slightly forward of that golf ball and slightly below the golf ball. I'm up here. I need to lower my structure, knees and butt. This is how I lower the structure. Brace the structure. Now it feels like if I release to that pole, I'm going to be hitting flusher than flush. And I predict that my club's going to be dragging through the ball, grass, and ground if I release it out there. Pardon me. Pole. What's in the way? Ball, grass, ground. What's it going to feel like when I deliver my sword effortlessly and powerfully to that pole? All right, here we go. Oh, that felt so amazing, guys. It's right on. It's 2 feet from the pole. I can't flush it any better than that for you. So you'll see ball, grass, ground. When you look at that view over my shoulder, I want Matt to have that one, and you'll be able to see what happened on the ground from those particular shots. So now let's look at the next video. I'm going to show you how we're going to use certain exercises to get you ready to anticipate this elastic collision. So yeah, you're going to the target, but on the way to the target, something's going to slow you down a little bit. You got to be ready for that slowdown. So we'll see you soon.